I call the honourable member David Bennett.
Thank you, Mr Chair. It's a pleasure to speak on vote transport, and this is one of the good news stories that we will be promoting during the campaign. And this weekend, the Minister made another announcement in regard to transport around regional state highway projects. That is something of interest to many New Zealanders and something which will continue to build the strong economy for our country going forward, and it is all about working for New Zealand. And it is a good news story in transport for our communities. Not only have we got the roads of national significance that are in the predominantly urban environments, but are very successful roads. And I know in the Waikato that we look forward to the roads of national significance continuing, and our danger is that if there is a change of government, that those roads don't progress. And I see the Green Party smiling over there because they know that they don't want to build those roads in Hamilton, and that would be a great shame for our region that had waited 30 years to get the opportunity to build that road. We all know that in transport the Greens lead the policy of the opposition. The Labor Party are a little puppy dog, really, just coming along and doing what the Green Party says, and so whatever Labor says in this area is to be taken with a grain of salt because they can't actually deliver on it. And if they ever did get near the Treasury benches with, say 30% of the vote and the Greens at 15%, then we know who would be the Minister of Transport and we know who would be running the transport portfolio. So when we look at the roads of national significance, they are huge projects and are delivering major economic benefits for New Zealand going forward. But we also often hear of regional funding, and we often hear of arguments around that there's not enough spent in the regions. That's simply not the case. The regions get a huge amount of the transport budget that is spent each year. Not only is there in the investment in local road maintenance, and that translates to between about $550 and $595 million per year over the next 4 years. There's also those local road improvements which go from the $190 million to $250 million over those 4 years. Then we have the R funds, which are the $360 million that's already been announced, and then the accelerated regional roading program that was announced this weekend of another $212 million for our regions. Those projects that were identified in the $212 million were significant projects in different parts of the country, and I'm going to leave that to my good colleague from the north to explain some of those, because I know that he's been advocating hard for some of those projects, and it's good to see that they've come forward, the two members from up north that have done such a great job in advocating for transport projects. We also have significant funding in walking and cycling and public transport, and we will hear from the Labor and the Green parties about that there's no money going into public transport and all these things. Simply incorrect again. There is huge money going into public transport, $350 million in the GPS for this year coming, and going forward into 2017-18 that rises to $410 million. This is significant investment in public transport, contrary to what those other parties will say. Mr Chair, we have a balanced approach to transport spend. We take into account the needs of the communities around road, rail and other infrastructure. We look at what is in the essence of building economic growth, but something that will actually deliver on a day-to-day basis as well. We don't go out there and promise pie in the sky events that the Green Party will do, which have now been overtaken by New Zealand First, which wants passenger rail from every town or city in New Zealand, basically, and the Labor Party, which is stagnant in its transport policy and has no idea what's going on. We give real and constructive policy that delivers real and constructive results to our communities. It's not false promises. It's not leading people down garden paths that have no sense of reality or any sense of being able to be delivered. We deliver real promises in real time for real New Zealanders. And that's the difference when it comes to transport funding that New Zealanders will see as we go through this election process. So just to recap, this is a government that has invested heavily in transport. It's invested in a balanced way that's taken into account all the different modes of transport and delivered for them. And through rail with our Kiwi Rail.
I call the honourable member Julie Ann Genter. Tēnā koe, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, today the government raised